Hey, are you looking to make that move to St. Pete? Well, check out this video. I'll go over Google Maps so you can have a visual of what it's like to see all the different roads in St. Pete, how it is to get around, and some of the main highlights for St. Pete. Hey, my name is Alyssa. I'm a local realtor here in the Tampa Bay market. So if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give me that call, shoot me that text, or send me that email. I can't wait to hear from you. Hey, let's jump right into the Google Maps tour. Hey, welcome to the Google Maps tour for St. Petersburg, Florida. So if you're looking to move to St. Pete, this is an awesome video for you. I'm going to show you all the ins and outs here in the Google Maps tour. So let's check out what St. Pete has to offer. So this is the outline of St. Pete. You can see it's a pretty large city. It's one of the anchor cities for the Tampa Bay area. Obviously, you have Tampa, St. Pete, and Clearwater are really the three anchor cities for the Tampa Bay area, and the rest are all suburban areas. So St. Pete is in South Pinellas County. Clearwater is over here to the left here, and then Tampa is across the bay over here. So of course, if you're commuting to Tampa, you'll want to know some of the best routes to get to Tampa. So really 275, which is right over here, is going to be one of your top options. There's also a Gandy Bridge, which is also known as 92, and you can hop right over to Tampa that way. There is also the Selman Expressway further down this way, and that's going to be one of the toll roads. So you can hop on that. You'll just take Gandy, and then you can cross over Gandy and go onto the toll road right up here. So that's another option for you as well. There is also over here 60 you can use, but that to me is a little bit out of the way for St. Pete. So I would say Gandy and 275 are your best options, but it's always good to know all your options in case for some reason there's a traffic jam or something and you really need another route. All right, and then as far as the city of St. Pete itself, we're going to go over some of the major roads. So we'll zoom in a little bit here. All right, of course, we have Gandy, so that runs further down. So that's going to be one of your main roads here in St. Pete. You also have 4th Street. 4th Street's going to be running this way. So 4th Street is a major road here. You also are going to have Roosevelt Boulevard up here, and MLK. 22nd Avenue really connects a lot of the neighborhoods. And then in the downtown area, Central Avenue is a major road to know that has a lot of the restaurants and bars and things like that. But you hop on Central, you can get to pretty much any of the main areas in the downtown area. So you'll definitely want to know that. So those are the major roadways for St. Pete. All right, for that cultural vibe, you're definitely going to want to check out the downtown area. Now, St. Pete does have that eclectic artist feel to it. It's a very vibrant city for artists. But a lot of that is focused in the downtown area. There's also a great areas in Kenwood for that. But some of the main attractions here, you have the Salvador Dali Museum here in St. Pete. You also have a private airport over here, Albert Whitted Airport. You're going to have the Sundial here, and that's going to be a major movie theater. Of course, you have the St. Pete Pier, which is a huge area attraction. Let's see. And as far as other museums, you have the Fine Arts Museum. You're going to have the Holocaust Museum. And then as far as classic, iconic St. Pete, you're going to have the Vinoy, which is one of the big hotels in the area. People like Marilyn Monroe, Al Capone, all those types of people, Babe Ruth. When it was booming during that time period, all those types of celebrities and famous people came to the Vinoy. It's since been renovated. They just upgraded and did a brand new renovation. It's now a part of the Marriott family. So it's a beautiful hotel. A lot of weddings are thrown there. There's shopping that you can do inside the Vinoy. So it's a great venue. You'll want to come check it out. There's also some amazing restaurants for that area. And then of course, the downtown has beautiful water view with the pier. And then of course there's amazing restaurants all throughout downtown. So if you want a great restaurant, you want to come check out those here in downtown St. Pete. All right, so when you're exploring St. Pete, you'll definitely want to check out some of those museums, but there's also some pretty cool things that they have to offer. You'll definitely want to check out Tropicana Field, which is home to the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays are the Major League Baseball team for the Tampa Bay area. So even though it's called the Tampa Bay Rays, it's actually in St. Pete. So they have that. So that's at Tropicana Field. That's their stadium. You also have the Tampa Bay Rowdies, which is the soccer team. And that's going to be over here. So this is the stadium for the Rowdies right over here. It used to be a classic baseball stadium where like players like Joe DiMaggio played there during spring training, but later it was converted to a soccer field. So that's a cool thing. And that's, again, in that downtown area. So plenty of things to do, plenty of museums. Here you can see on this map, there's all kinds of restaurants here, like Ford's Garage. There's an Italian place here. You'll just have to come and check out all of the major areas. There's, of course, taco places, Italian, steak house, pretty much any type of food that you want. You can find it in downtown or in St. Pete. St. Pete does have a really nice restaurant scene, and more restaurants are coming. And the downtown is really surging as more and more new construction is going up as far as condo buildings for the downtown. So if you are looking for an amazing new condo building, there are some great luxury options in the downtown area. And that's actually one of the few areas where a lot of new construction is going on. That is in the downtown. Some of the other areas in town, there's not as much new construction, but you can always find great neighborhoods. And part of the downtown, why so many buildings are going up, is there's been a lot more opportunities in job growth in St. Pete over the last few years. So a lot more tech companies have come. They have a really good hospital system throughout the Tampa Bay area. So they have Bay Care, they have Advent Health, they also have a Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in St. Pete. And so they have plenty of healthcare options for you and your family, but that's really opened up a lot of opportunities in the job market. So there's just a lot more companies now coming to Tampa and to Florida in general. So you do have a lot more jobs options than even 5-10 years ago. So that's always a positive thing. But that's why, because so many more people are coming, traffic has gotten a little heavier, things like that. More construction is needed, more housing is needed. The cost of living has gone up a little bit because of these things. Right. Now, people always do ask me, especially when families are coming, what about school options? So I always like to point them to niche.com, greatschools.com. There are multiple public school options. There's private school options in St. Pete. So really, you need to know what those are, and you can kind of look at the ratings and see, hey, is this a good area, neighborhood school-wise? Is this, maybe something we're not really happy about and you want to send them out of district to a different zone or go to private school? That's really something that I do leave up to you, but I can provide you information on some of those. But I don't really like to give a thumbs up or thumbs down with certain schools. So I just leave that to you and your family, because you know what you value with your child's education. Then as far as colleges, there is a branch of USF, University of South Florida, here in St. Pete. So there's also Eckerd College. So there are a handful of colleges. And then, of course, over on the Tampa side, you have the University of Tampa. You have University of South Florida as well. So you do have several college options right there in the Tampa area. And, of course, multiple options throughout the state of Florida. That's something to keep in mind if you have kids that are pushing towards that college age. You do have several options here for you. Then as far as transportation, there's not as many transportation options as some metro areas. Like there is no metro going over to Tampa. Now you can take a ferry. So that runs only certain times of the day. So you'll want to check the ferry schedule, but there is like a water taxi service. So that's kind of fun. You can hop over on the ferry over to Tampa. And then they do have metro buses. And then going out to the beaches and in the downtown area, they have something called the Sun Runner. And that's going to be a bus that can take you out to the beach. And then they do have a local trolley service. But that's really all of the major transportation things for St. Pete, because they don't have an actual metro like a lot of other cities that are bigger. And then people always want to know, hey, what about going to the airport? So I will show you on the map here how to get to Tampa Airport. So that's really going to depend on where in St. Pete you're coming from. But yeah, over here is the Tampa International Airport. So the easiest way is just jump on 275 and zip right on over. So if you're in the northeast side, you can be there in 15, 20 minutes. If you're on the other side of St. Pete, that's going to be closer to 40 minutes, but still not too bad. 30, 40-minute drive, depending on time of day, that sort of thing. Obviously, if it's rush hour, it's going to take longer. So maybe, book your flights on off times if you're a little bit further away, if you don't want to get caught up in traffic. That is something to keep in mind. And then, of course, they do have private airport in the downtown area. And then there is an international St. Pete Clearwater Airport over here. And so that's another option too, because you can book right out of there. So then you don't have to cross over to the Tampa side. You can fly out of the St. Pete Clearwater Airport. So you do have plenty of airport options as far as that. And if you're a cruise person, you can actually take a cruise right here out of Tampa. And of course, if none of those fit the style of cruise that you're looking for, you can always hop down to Miami, and Miami has a plethora of cruise options. So, most people do hit up Florida to start their cruise, especially if you're going on that Caribbean cruise. So that's a great option for you. So you don't have to go very far if you're wanting to go on a cruise. So those really wraps up our transportation options. All right. People always want to know, is St. Pete a great area for families? Absolutely it is. So there's all kinds of popular neighborhoods. If you go over and watch my vlog tour, I really go over some of the top 5 neighborhoods for St. Pete, but there's really so many more than just that. So I'm going to just name off some. And if those pique your interest, you can look up more about it. But you have the Kenwood area, which is very walkable. Of course, you have the downtown. Now, downtown, I wouldn't recommend for families, but if you're a single person, young professional, a couple that's retiring, the downtown would be a great option for you. But because it is that condo life and not as many houses, I would definitely recommend other areas over the downtown area, but the downtown is still an amazing area. If you're wanting that historic feel, of course, historic Old Northeast is amazing. Pushing on over, you have Snell Isle and Short Acres, which are also very popular. And then, of course, going a little bit further on up by the water on that side, you do have Venetian Isle as well. Further down, you have Greater Pinellas Point. That's known as the Pink Streets. So that's down here. So that's a very popular area. And again, not too far from the water. So that's always great. Then you have historic Uptown is always good. You have Crescent Lake area, which is not too far from the downtown area. You have the up and coming Edge District, and the Grand Central District. Those have a little bit more artsy feel to it. A lot of young professionals are down in those areas. Further over to the west, you have Jungle Prada, Jungle Terrace. So those are a little bit older neighborhoods, but with a lot of historical features, but those are really popular for families. And then, of course, another popular water area is Keona Key, and that's going to be in South St. Pete. So pretty much any area you'll find pluses and minuses for you. So you'll just have to check out what fits you and your lifestyle and your family. Some of it might depend on the schools. Some of it might depend on what you like to do as far as activities. Are you a family person? Are you a single person? That's really going to dictate what's best for you. And also you want to keep budget in mind, because there are, higher end places, and then there are some that are more affordable. Right now, the average price point is still $400 to $450 for a single family home. Of course, out over by the water, that price definitely goes up. The same is true for condos. If you're wanting that downtown condo or a condo down by the water, the price goes significantly up. But then there are areas where there are more affordable places. And then if the 400s doesn't fit your budget, you can go down to a townhome or a condo. But that's really that 400,000 is just like your starting point, and the prices go on up from there. But yeah, plenty to do, amazing neighborhoods. So St. Pete does have so much to offer. And like I said, that artistic scene and vibe you can't really get at some of the other areas. So that's something that's kind of unique to St. Pete, because it definitely has a little bit different vibe than Tampa. So you might want to check out, some of the different areas to see what fits your lifestyle. If you're more of a beach person, then maybe you do want to live over here closer to the water. So those are some of the main highlights of St. Pete. You'll find that it has plenty to offer as far as schools, restaurants, healthcare, job opportunities, the art scene, outdoor activities. They have the 2 sports teams on the St. Pete side, and of course 2 more on the Tampa side. You can push over to Tampa, and it is home to the Tampa Bay Bucks, which is the NFL team, and the Tampa Bay Lightning. And both are championships teams that have won in the last few years. And if you're an NBA person, you can push on up to Orlando to see the Orlando Magic or your favorite NBA team. Now, that's one question I also get. Hey, because if you're not a Disney person, someone in your family or one of your friends that pops down to visit probably is wanting to go to Disney or Universal. So the best route really is to just go over here and hop on I-4, and that will take you on up to the Disney area in Orlando. And that's going to be about an hour and a half from the beaches. So not too bad depending on traffic. Now, it definitely can balloon up. I don't recommend going at high traffic volume time. So you want to do it before rush hour, after rush hour. You just don't want to go during that rush hour time because I-4 can be a problem as far as traffic. But it's an easy trip up. So all the theme parks are right there. Plus, you can, if you're really a theme park person but don't want to go all the way up to Orlando, you can go over to Busch Gardens in Tampa. So yeah, as far as entertainment, everything, St. Pete does really have so much to offer. Well, if this interests you, I would love to help you find the home that you're looking for, the home of your dreams. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give me that call, shoot me that text, or send me that email. I can't wait to hear from you. Welcome home. You're going to love living in St. Pete and the Tampa Bay area.